Hello everyone, I am Navayuktha. Here I am take a topic is automatic room light controller with visitors counter. As an electrical engineer, we must save the electrical energy. In the concern of save the energy, we have chosen this topic. We all know about the normal light consumes the power on its light intensity. In a huge wall light auditorium, if the light remains turned on more than 1 hour, it results in huge loss of electricity and money. In order to overcome the problems, we have to choose on this topic. Selection of problem statement. A normal light consumes of power 20 watts to 30 watts depending upon the intensity. In an open hall or auditorium conference call, there may be 20 or 30 lights. If the light is not turned off for more than 1 hour, the result is loss of energy and it lost more than 1000 watts. When it continues for 2 or 3 days, it must be huge loss of electricity and money too. In order to save electricity and wastage of money, we have chosen this project. We have done a literature survey by referring 4 to 5 IEEE papers and other official websites. The link has been displayed here. Already we discussed about the problem formulation as we discussed in a previous slide about the problem formulation. When we think about the problem formulation, two major things to overcome in our mind. One is save the electricity and other is save the money. To save electricity, we must make a device too intelligent. To make it intelligent, we must embed the hardware with software system. So we must sense the input control it's by software and coding too, and it gives the intelligent output. When everyone has left in the auditorium, the room light turned off automatically. This is the methodology we used. In this project, we are using an infrared sensor which helps in sensing the presence of people which act as the input. The input signal is fed to the microcontroller 8051 which helps to control the output. There is a there is there is also a visitor counter which helps to counting the number of people person present in the room or auditorium. When there is no one is present in the room, the light in the rooms turn off automatically. Let us see the block diagram. We are using IR sensor, which the sensor acts as a input. This input is fed to the microcontroller 8051. This 8051 acts as a control unit, which we coded input and output. Here we are using two relay drivers. It convert 230 volt to 12 volt. Relay drivers is future further connected to light which is being controlled. The 8051 we connected LCD which act as visitors counter. In visitor counter we count the number of people present in the room. Next we discuss about the component of the descriptive. First we say about the sensor. Here we are using infrared sensor. IR sensor is a simple circuit that used to detect objects of IR. Here we are using infrared sensor. An infrared or IR sensor is simple circuit that is used to detect object. It is also called a proximity sensor. Is to measure the distance. An IR sensor consists of three components. IR transmitter. IR transmitter is also called IR LED. And IR receiver is also like a photodiode and a signal processing circuit. Next, the component is relay module. A 5-volt relay module is used in this project, which helps to 8051 microcontroller to operate a high voltage AC load like light. The detailed circuit of the relay module is shown in the following image. It consists of 5 volts electromechanical relay, optocontroller, IC transistor, 2 transistor and 2 diode. Next, circuit diagram was explained. The circuit diagram. The 16 into 2 local pins has been connected to a port 1. The two sensors has been connected to the port 2. the pin number is 21 and 22 respectively. The relay has been connected in the port pin 30. Next, the working principle. We have used IR sensor, which is main component of the project. Here we are using two sensors, namely sensor 1 and sensor 2. Sensor 1 is placed outside of the room and sensor 2 is placed inside in the room. When a person tries to enter the room, sensor 1 first senses the input and then the second sensor counts the count get incremented and display the value in the LCD automatically. The room light gets turned on when the person tries to exit. The sensor 2 gets signal first and then sensor 1, so the counter automatically decremented its value. When the counter value completely decremented to 0, light gets turned off automatically. If there are more visitors, the microcontroller will keep the light turned on and increments the visitor counter accordingly. And the person tries to leave the room, the sensor to detect the person and first and the sensor 1. The process will make the microcontroller to understand the person is trying to leave the room and hence it will decrement the count of visitors. The microcontroller will not turn off the light until the last person has left the room. As the visitor starts leaving the room, the visitors count decremented. When the last person leaves out the room, the count becomes 0. During this point, microcontroller understands there is nobody in the room and the light turns off. In a hardware connection for automatic room light controller, the circuit is shown. We are using 8051 microcontroller. It is designed by Intel in 1981. It's 8-bit processor. The port 2 is the input port. The pin number 21 and 22 is connected to the IR sensor 1 and 2. The pin number 1 to 8 is connected to the LCD pin and 7 to 14. LCD pin number 7 to 14. The P3 pin 16 to 18 is connected with the LCD pin number 4 and 6. The pin number 4 is reset and the pin number 6 is enabled. Then the pin number 3 is connected to the port. 1 is connected to the ground and 2 is connected to the supply. And the port 0 is input. The pin number 39 is connected to the relay. Is further connected with the lamps and AC voltage sources. Let us see about this application. Digital visitors counter is very much useful in this room like seminar halls, conference hall, whether the capacity of the room is limited. Second is automatic room light controllers with visitors control can be used in classrooms, study rooms in colleges. Automatic room light control projects can also use in our home because many times we comes out in the bedroom and another room we forget to turn off the room light. For the bidirectional person counter project can be used in cinema halls, multiplex malls as we in templates to count the number of persons entering inside, so that these places should not get overcrowded to avoid the congestion. Thank you.